I don't know if you can see the difference. He's a lot younger.
Yeah, no.
He's only 5 weeks old.
But her face looks more smashed than his.
Yeah, but you see how wide open his nares are compared to hers? So that makes a huge difference. But this is a dog that's heavier AB. So you get a whole different.
That's American Bulldog.
Yeah,
for those that don't know.
American Bulldog.
English, American.
So this is a good example of, here, you hold that one back up a little bit, and we'll hold this one. So this is a huge difference. This is an American style influence on the oldie. She's alright. Okay. And this is an English influence on the oldie. Now here's the funny part. You see how big she is compared to him?
Yeah.
When they're grown, it'll be the other way around.
He'll have a lot more growing to do, and she'll be.
Oh done. Yeah. He'll finish out around 80 pounds, 85 pounds. She's gonna finish out around 55, 60 pounds. Oh, she looks twice the size of him, and they're like literally 3 weeks apart. But the problem we have in oldies, in my opinion, is people like this, how thick it is, how big it is, how smashed it is, and in the end, they get upset when their dogs only end up 55 pounds. But this is a harder sell because, for lack of a better term, it looks like it's got pit bull in it.
Yeah.
You see the difference now that I say it.
But it's a patient game too. Like
so now when I pick this dog up, what do you see?
I mean, it looks like a bulldog to me.
But if I had an American bully puppy right here, could it be confused?
Oh, for sure.
You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
So, but could this one be confused?
Beyond a reasonable doubt, no. This one definitely is.
So that's the huge difference when you mix certain things in. Like, so for me, I like using American because I don't know if you can look at the cheek already. You can see the cheek.
Cheeks gone.
Yeah,
no, ain't no cheeks.
So this is the style head. This is all bone. Like, this is bone. Now if you feel hers, his head is probably bigger than hers already. Just to give you an idea.
Yeah. Just because he's got more.
Yeah. So, but the wrinkle will give you the effect that it's bigger.
Yeah.
But in reality, his head's already bigger, and he's 3 weeks younger than her.
Yeah.
So
he's gonna be nice, huh?
Yeah, he's gonna keep her. I'll probably keep her too, but I don't know. I'm on the fence about it.
But he's for sure staying.
Oh yeah, he's for sure staying. But that's just it. You can see the muscles different. Like, he's not as thick and fat.
What's this black in here? What's that?
Oh, it's just sable.
Ah.
He'll fade away as he gets older. Hopefully he has good pigment around his eye. See, it's white.
Yeah.
I want it to fill in. But, these are two totally different styles of oldies.
Yeah. Or
types of oldies. And that's, for my personal issue in oldies, that's the biggest issue. Because you have people who only breed this type, and you have people who only breed this type. And they fight.
The people about the dogs.
Yes.
Not the dogs.
Oh, that's not the right type. That's not the right type. They fight back and forth.
So then what is the right type?
There isn't one. Since the turn of time, the bulldog has been suspect. I mean, if you read any books, they all say the same thing. They all say that basically bulldogs as a whole, the type has been all over the place. So how do we as a community stop fighting when since the turn of time it's been suspect? I mean, just think about it.
Yeah. There's a lot of bulldogs, man.
Yeah.
A lot of variations of bulldogs.
Yeah, there really is. And that's just basically all it boils down to. It's just, I don't see the fighting, because there's a necessary need for a dog like her.
And what is the need?
To make sure you keep your type going. Because if I go too far in this direction, I am going to end up with an American Bulldog. And then I'll lose the mass and the rib cage, the bone, the identifiable head that makes it a Bulldog. And then I'll just have an American Bulldog in the end. And I'll just have what they consider a little American or an overgrown English. And it's the key is to be right in the middle for me. So.
Oh fuck, man!
So this one has better angles. So for me, I love his shoulder set. It's really forward. I love it. He's short back. I'll do it from the side. You're gonna have to edit out the stack though. Once I get there, you can show it.
Man, he's okay. He's a puppy, man. They gotta know that this is it's a work in progress, and that right there looks good.
So the angles right here, there's a imaginary line straight across, right here, and then you're looking for it to dip down.
Yeah.
There should be, an angle right here. I know what the angle is, but I think it's 40 degrees, 45 degrees actually.
Hey, who needs to be exact?
Yeah, so you're looking for those angles to go this way. And then you're looking for the turn of stifle. So that's kind of what you're looking for. And when from the front, you're looking to make sure he's really forward. He has a pronounced fore chest. That's just what I look for. Short back. And then I do exactly what she's doing. I get down to make sure, like, okay, all right, I see everything I like. He could definitely have better angulation. But like you said, it's one step at a time. I can't get perfect every single shot.
No.
And knowing what I know about him, it's like, okay, I need to fix it next generation. But I fixed him, I fixed both parents. I got what I wanted from the mom, and I got what I wanted from the dad. That's the dad.
In there?
Yeah, that's the dad. Does he look anything like this?
Nothing at all.
So I got more American in the head, where he looks like an overgrown English bulldog.
He sure does.
So, but I didn't get it. That's the key. I got the head that I wanted from the mom, the muscle I wanted from the mom, but I'm gonna get the mass and the substance I wanted from him. But that's the key to show why English and American are both necessary, because then you get the balance.
And so what is the name for this?
That's an oldie.
Oh, that's how you get the oldie, is mixing the two.
So the original recipe was he used American Pit Bull Terrier, English Bulldog, Bull Mastiff, and an American Bulldog. Yeah, I don't know if I said that one. English, American, Bull Mastiff, and a Pit Bull. I don't see anybody using Pit Bull anymore. Pit Bull. Yeah. I mean, so I can see,
because some people don't know that the Pit Bull is like, it almost don't really exist anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I could see some reasons for it. The erectness in the shoulders, they come with that, but so does American Bulldogs. American Bulldogs are super forward in the shoulders. So I could see both of them. But I also see Pit Bull stripping so much away that I don't see the purpose in it anymore.
Yeah, it no longer adds any value to the dog.
I don't see it. No. Maybe.
Well, the breeds are still identifiable.
I think what it was in the very beginning is they had a dog with some Pit Bull in it, so they just had to write that because it had some in there.
In the codex.
Yeah, it was in there, so they had to actually write it in there because I don't see the purpose in Pit Bull anymore. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Now, English and American, I see it. Bull Mastiff, I've used it. It comes with its own set of problems.
What are some of the main problems?
Rye. A lot of mastiffs.
Explain to them what rye mouth is for those who don't know.
So when you're looking at a dog, this is an undershot. Your bottom teeth stick out. Overshot is when your top teeth stick out. Rye is when they're back left or right.
Oh, like a corkscrew.
Yeah, they're unbalanced. They're not even. When the fangs don't line up, they're supposed to be straight in between each other. They go left or right.
That's crazy. She's not shaking now. That's so funny. People, I love when you see a dog basically get more and more confident. And a lot of times it's just practice. That's the other thing that I think people need to know is practice makes perfect.
Well, that's the same thing with us.
Oh, absolutely.
It doesn't make us perfect, but what it does, though, is it knocks off the edge. Because, no one's perfect. You know what I mean?
No, just a work in progress.
And here's the thing that people don't know. English Bulldogs can be very aggressive.
I mean, I think people fail to realize that a dog is still a dog.
No. Like English Bulldog puppies they can be really aggressive.
Oh, really?
A lot of people look at them like they're so fat and cute. Bro, they can get down with the get down. Bull crap, you not, man. The very first time I ever used an English Bulldog was 20 years ago or something like that. And I was just like, oh, they're so fat and cute. Man, I had to keep them separated. Like there was 6 puppies and I had each one in a different box.
Just because they was terrorists.
They was tearing each other apart.
Jesus.
So, you just learn different tricks of the trade. Breaking the dog down. For me, I like this style. I like more cheek. I like the ears. I look for the lift. So when you're looking at the dog from the straight front, there's a slant going up. I don't like when it's just so flat. That's the side effect when you use Mastiff. Really flat. They have really large heads. Mastiff have really large heads, but when they turn sideways, it's kind of flat looking. The rise is like this, 2 boxes on top of each other. Where when you use a good American Bulldog, there's a slant like this. So it changes where the eyes set. And the best way I can explain it to you is from a child pouting versus a child being mad. Pouting, that's versus a child being mad, their head's forward. that intensity, that look, it's a different look, man. It's a hugely different look.
Well, look, guys, that's how you break down a bulldog. I mean, that's step one to understanding what goes into it, too. How he picks his dogs.
Well, to me, it's a lot of people, they think that every dog is perfect. There's value in every dog. A lot of people will tell you otherwise. I think there is value in every dog. It might not be valuable to you in your program because you're past where that dog is valuable to you anymore. And what I mean by that is every dog should be evaluated on a system. I was taught a long time ago that have a system of 10. And everything wrong with it, you 1 point off, 1 point off. And then you, as the breeder, have to ask yourself, at what point are you saying, I can't use this dog? Is it a 5? Is it a 6? Is it a 7? And as the years go on, the numbers should go up.
Because you're building.
Yes, because you're making better.
And one of the rules to people is when you're breeding, you're adding by subtracting.
Yes.
So you're like adding, but you got to take something away. And the goal in taking something away is to make the dog better. So the system in building the number, like he said, 1, 2, 3, 4. We started at a 5, for instance. By generation 5, we should hopefully be somewhere between 7 and 9.
I'd say 8 and 9.
8 and 9, okay. 8 and 9. There we go.
But the thing is if you have a 7, it's not valuable to you anymore. But it might be valuable to the person who's just starting up.
Yeah.
Because you started with a 5. They're starting with a 5. So that 7 is valuable to them. That's what people, they look at dogs and they just, it's a piece of crap. Because it's not working for you in your program. Because you're past that point. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. And you know, some people will say, oh, this is too much. You know, this is this, this is that, this is this. Well, for the person who's starting out, this is a perfect base to start with.
Yeah.
Because you can mix it either way and you'll get English bulldogs, or I can breed to an American style like him. I could breed these 2 dogs together and I'll get really nice dogs. Or you can take her to the English side of things and you'll make really fat English bulldog puppies that will sell like Christmas morning, you know what I mean? I mean, that's just what happens.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people, they
like the roly-polies.
well, they don't acknowledge the true thing about dog breeding. They only want to acknowledge the positive. There is a negative side that if you don't sell the puppies, you're stuck with them.
Like Chuck, bro.
So who the hell wants 16 puppies? So the ironic thing is everybody who makes fun of us or talks bad about it, you have to have a product that is tangible. Nobody wants a product that's you're feeding them all year round.
No.
So, you know, that's the other side of things. You got to make things that you also make your own market too, though.
Yeah.
You know, your brand Fitbit, is it Fitbit?
Fit bully.
Fit Bully.
Yeah.
So you're building a brand to where people want your style of dogs.
Yeah.
And that's what people have to do. But in the beginning, you don't do that.
No.
In the beginning, you bought 5 or 6 dogs from other people, and you're trying to create.
That's exactly what we did. People don't know, and I think you and Fred said it on, one of the times we sat and talked. He's been there to do the 5 things, 15 years to get it right in his. But it takes that long sometimes, people. And the formula to get to, your ideal dog. Who's the best dog you ever created? And how long did it take you?
So when you see, that's a hard question because as far as a producer versus a looker.
For you personally.
Ocean.
Okay.
And it took me. Now I got lucky because it was a 1 generation make.
Boom.
1 generation, but it took me 20 years to realize how to make that style of dog.
Hold on, keep talking. Yo, what's up, man? This is real life right here.
Oh yeah. So it took me 20 years to realize how to make that style of dog. I didn't just get lucky on the first shot. So, after the trials and errors for the last 20 years, I figured out how to do it. So I got it right the first shot, and he produces really well for me. So because of the dogs that I put into the pedigree, I figured out how to make it now. So, but he didn't happen. He happened overnight, but it was literally.
So he had to reverse engineer is what he's saying too.
Yes.
So he basically got the dog. He's like, I got a piece of gold. Now how do I do that 20 more times though?
Yes.
So the reverse engineering of that thing is every now and then you get, we won't call it lucky because he has a good eye and he understands dogs. He's got a history in dogs. So it's like, what if this happened? Now the thing is a lot of times you know anything about pedigrees and even dogs in general, they pull from a lot of information. So there's like 1,001 options and you might do the same breeding and never get that dog again.
Well, the biggest misconception that I had in my own mind, 2 things. One, I was scared of size. For the longest time, I was scared to use a 100-pound dog because I thought I was going to get 100-pound dogs. That's not the case. Number 2 was a lot of people place all their eggs on the male. And that's not how it should. That's not how it is.
Now the female adds more value, people.
Exactly. So, for an example, the dog that I made a long time ago, his mom was really nice, but she was super small. So when I bred him, he would always make small dogs. I could never reproduce him. That was the problem that I had. So then I fast forward 20 years later, or I think he was 15 years ago. 15 years later, it's like, okay, I am not making that same mistake twice. I knew what I had to do to make a better dog the next time. So I just made sure. Now, the one thing I got to tell you that a lot of people don't understand, there is no perfect dog. Ever. So every dog has a fault. So before you say, oh, my dog has rye, or my dog has an aesthetic, a lot of people put more value on aesthetic than actual health.
Yeah.
Because you can physically see it versus, oh, he's got bad hips, I can't see that. You know what I mean? So a lot of people that I've noticed in the last few years, they're putting more value on aesthetic. Rye, 2 different color eyes, ear sets, wrong shaped eyes, or just random crap that's like, bro, you serious? Like, your dog has bad hips though. He can barely walk.
That's a bigger problem.
That's to me a bigger problem.
We're talking quality of life, people, and in my opinion, I think that matters more than anything aesthetically.
Yeah, aesthetic, 90%, like pinch nares. It's aesthetic.
Yeah.
We can open them up. I can't open his back legs up and fix them.
Now, don't you have to go in there if they really do have real bad hips and shave some of that bone away?
They take the femoral head off.
Ugh.
That's the weirdest way of fixing anything in a canine I've ever seen. So if it has bad hips, they literally just completely eliminate the femoral head. Just shave it right off.
Yeah,
and then they sew the dog back up and he runs like nothing.
I seen the surgery, was watching Dr. Pol on Disney, and he does a good job. He was like, crack, and I was like, oh shit, he just shaved some of the poor dog's bone off.
Yeah.
But that's what it'll come to when you really are looking at bad hips. And bad hips, they're congenital, and they can pass it along, right?
You know, that is the
Question.
that's the age-old question, because look at German Shepherds.
Whew.
They've been testing hips for over 40 years and they still have bad hips.
That's a good point. For all you fucking pin hip and OFA people, the German Shepherds got more fucking data than probably any dog, and them jokers still, I see them at the park, they be creeping like O.J. Simpson.
So I don't have I can't give you a definite answer.
Hey, I can't give them a definite answer because somebody asked me. That's why I'm gonna ask you. Hey, do you do hip tests? I said, for what?
So for me, hip testing is as valuable as the piece of paper that it's written on. Because if you as a breeder will not replace a defective piece of material or live animal, your name goes in the toilet eventually. Mm-hmm. People, we can get on Facebook right now and type in bad breeders. You know what I mean? And there's going to be a list of people that they'll tell you not to deal with because, they got shamed or they got ripped off or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's about being a man of your word.
Yeah.
If you made a bad product,
or a woman, if you are a breeder.
I apologize. Yeah, just being a person of your word. If you make a bad product, you replace it. I'll give you an example. I have a guy. I promised him because I didn't get a chance to do the embark testing.
Yeah.
I promised him if the embark came back with any problems, I would replace the dog. He has 1 copy of ATL, which doesn't even affect bulldogs, but now I have to replace it.
What?
So
but that's the other thing too, because then we're talking about, like, for instance, in the American Bully CDR4, there's no dog, no bully that has an issue, even with 2 copies of CDR4, that it don't even exist. It's not like, hey, you got it. These 2 dogs have it, and there's no dog that had a problem or died from it. So
I didn't even know what ATL was. I had to look it up.
And that's the thing about testing in general. Even in humans, there are things that are more subjected to. For instance, black people, we more commonly have sickle cell anemia. Yeah. Than white folks might. I don't even know what they have. But
but the crazy part is that's why I like mixing. That's a great example for me. So when, I have children that are half black and half white.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I don't have any problems with sickle cell anemia.
And because when you opened up that gene pool, and now you put 2 gods together.
So that's just it. I think mixed dogs are a lot healthier.
Yeah. Well, that's why they say the mutts live a little bit longer too.
Yeah. Smaller dogs do too, so don't believe everything you read. You know, the bigger the dog, the sooner it's gonna die. I know, what are they called? Chihuahuas that are like 24 years old. I mean, come on now. Who wants a dog that long?
We love y'all dogs, but you like, God damn, this nigga ain't never gonna die.
Yeah. My wife's father had one. He was like 23 years old.
23-year-old Chihuahua just hanging out.
Bro, blind, couldn't see, I mean, it was the craziest, ugly looking thing I ever seen in my life. But he was still kicking, bro. They had to put him down because he wouldn't die. I'm dead out, man. I'm gonna tell you, he was so blind, he inherited it with the house. When he bought the house, it came with the house. He's like, we can't take him. And he was like, I don't want a dog. He kept it for like 4 years though.
Dang.
Yeah. It was crazy. Everybody was like, hey, Carlos. His name was Carlos.
Oh, that's funny as shit, man. Well, again, man, this is a good start, man. This is a good start. Look, this guy knows a lot of information specific to dogs, studying dogs, definitely the bulldog. What other breeds you privy to?
Well, I started in pit bulls.
Oh, so you probably know a lot about pits.
But they weren't game bred. They were what we call today a modern day American bully. That's where I started.
Yeah.
Showing in the UKC. Wasn't really my thing. That didn't fit in well. And then I tried oldies along that path. I did Americans, I did English, I did Frenchie, I did shorty bulls. I only had 2 shorty bulls. I never had a litter of them though. They were really cool. In the beginning, they were super high drive. Super high drive. I liked it, but they didn't have no off switch.
So they almost like the Malinois for bulldogs.
Yeah, back then, 14 years ago, 15 years ago they were. She's definitely calmed them down.
Yeah.
Jamie Sweet, the creators, calmed them down because, that's a breed, that's a I don't know how to say the word.
Specific
trait that people have to want.
Yeah.
You limit your clientele dramatically with a dog like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see Malinois in pet homes.
They can't be, bro. They are a working dog to the T. Like, they don't have an off switch. And for the people who really enjoy those dogs, we shot a video the other day, like literally yesterday, X-Dog, when we brought it in, and she's got a German Shepherd, and the German Shepherd, I believe he's like medium. But that Mal, she's like, that's why I got him, because I wanted him to go. But that Mal, it was like,
there's no off switch.
I couldn't do it. I like having a dog, like, he got to stop at some point.
Yeah,
but these dogs, you could put them through a 3-mile walk, and that would just be like a warm-up for those type of dogs, man. It literally ain't enough.
The thing is, I always tell people, this is the most important thing that people have to understand. Pick a breed that goes along with your lifestyle.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they'll pick a dog just because it's cool looking. And in the end, the dog ends up in a shelter.
Yeah.
Or they give it away, or it's mistreated because it's not what they wanted.
Yeah,
energy level.
And those are some episodes that we're going to be coming out with specific. I get annoyed with my dog sometimes, but you got to remember, a dog is like a child. They're curious. And when they're a puppy especially, especially if you get them to love you, they wander around, they want to hang out with you, they want to learn, they want to be taught, they want to be led. It's a whole process in itself. So if you get a dog and throw it in the backyard to die, is what we call it, then, well, that's a bad thing, just to say the least.
So I was taught a long time ago, never tell a puppy no. Always give it an option.
Mm-hmm.
Don't, no. Then eventually you break its spirit. So if it's chewing on your shoe, find it something that it can chew on.
There you go.
Give it something that is a yes. It'll be all right.
Okay.
So that's just it. So that's just it. A lot of people, they always, even myself, I've had to learn that the hard way. I said no. Next thing I know it, I got dogs that always doing that. And I'm like, well, damn, bro, you act like I beat on you. Well, it's because at a young age, I told them no so many times.
Yeah.
Instead of giving them an option to where it was yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if people would realize that, you would have a lot easier dogs to deal with.
Yeah, and that's people understanding also what your dog's drivers are.
Yes.
So once you understand what your dog drivers are, like he said, I replaced the shoes. Trust me, they find every sock I got, every shoe I got. One of my fucking slippers last night was so soaked, by the time I realized they were tearing it to pieces, I couldn't even put the damn thing on because they've been chewing on it for 15 minutes.
One of the best things I've ever used for dogs, and you're gonna laugh. Roughly around 4 months when they're teething. The kind of brush that you use.
Yeah.
It's a little racist, but you know what I'm saying. What African American men use.
Them nigga brushes, that's okay.
I didn't say that. I think they're called boar brushes, actually. You give them, they like them because it shoots up in their teeth.
Interesting.
And then there's that hard crunch at the end.
One of them motherfucking dogs the other day had my brush in the mouth.
It was a puppy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
I said,
it's teething. So
they found my fucking brush.
Well, think about it. You know, it feels good, and if they can bite hard enough, they can knock the tooth out. And they're only like $1 if you go to the dollar store. The cheap ones, you know what I mean?
Well, now we know. New trick, get some brushes. It's so funny because
be careful though. The big dogs, they can crack them and eat them. I'm not telling you that, guys.
Now, and that's the other. Now that's true because my dogs, look, them jokers can destroy anything. I don't have Chihuahuas, to be clear.
So that's the thing that people don't understand. You have to pick a dog that suits your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like my wife was just asking me, hey, let's go get a doggy deep Bordeaux. I don't know enough about them to know if that fits my lifestyle. Yeah. I'm a 43-year-old guy. I don't run. I don't go to the gym. I'm fat for a reason. I want fat, lazy dogs. I want dogs that got 10 minutes in them and, bro, I'm tired. Let's go in the house. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't want a Malinois that literally the only 10 minutes is 10 minutes to eat, drink, and let's go again. I don't have that kind of energy. I just don't.
Yeah.
And there's every dog in between. And you have to know what a dog was designed to do.
Yeah.
Because if you get a rat terrier and you live out in the country and he starts digging holes, you can't be mad that you got a bunch of holes in your backyard. That's what he's designed to do.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, people. Every dog, regardless of what we've done in terms of breeding out certain specific traits, the game side, the hunting, even the fighting, they still are innate to do what they were. Like a shepherd, a border collie gonna be a border collie. You get around some sheep, different thing, they're gonna try to guide, lead, do a bunch of other stuff. Every dog has a job in some form or fashion.
Well, it's the way that the body is designed. So for an example, a bulldog versus a pit bull. Pit bulls, they thrash. That's what they're designed to do. Bulldogs, they hunch, they pull back. So if you're trying to play, if he has your shirt and you're trying to pull with a bulldog, then that's kind of dumb. Give into it, pull him by the neck and get him off. You have to know those traits. You got to expect the bulldog to ragdoll something. That's what they do. That's what they were designed to do. Thrash. You know what I mean? So, you know, certain breeds were designed to do certain things, like rat terrier. They grab something, they throw it in the air. That's literally what they're designed to do.
Yeah.
They find rats, shake them till they die, and throw them in the air and go get the next one. That's I would highly recommend.
You know what's so funny is Fred wants to go to New York and go rat hunting. He said,
Dude,
you never seen that shit on I said, you talking about New York rats? Y'all going hunting?
No, you ain't gonna find them. They probably going out to the country.
No, he wants to go to New York. There's some TV show or somewhere they go rat hunting with these dogs and stuff.
What?
And they go hunting these fucking big ass rats and have fun. I'm like, bro,
I know like Amish people, they have them. And what they do is, you know, when they do their manure for the year, and then they cover it. And then when they uncover it, it's full of rats. So they bring out rat terriers and get them. It's a service almost. It's like you have the rat terriers, I have the horses.
That's what it is. The person has the rat terriers and then they go rat hunting. That's fucking.
And they go in there and you know, anytime I would tell anybody, see the dog in his natural state. Yeah. If you want a rat terrier, see what it's physical capable of. This is the max, and if you get down here, you should be happy. Because if you get the max, you're not going to be upset because you know what the dog's capable of.
So look, go ahead and put this one up. Follow him. Walk her through what you do in the backyard over here in this one starts. Go ahead and kill this clip right here, and then
just